Is there a pivot point of sorts that you can envision care at home that would sort of permanently change the industry or this approach to care? We've got a lot of hopefully forward-thinking organizations saying, "Listen, this has got to be where we go. It's safer, it's cheaper, patients love it." What other hurdles are there to more broad
Yeah.
adoption of this approach?
So I think that there's four. The first one's financial. And, there has been work done on that, like the acute care at home waiver, which has allowed hospital at home to flourish, was extended by President Biden in January. And hopefully we will see it extended again. There's been a lot of work done to try and solidify and improve reimbursement models. I think the second one is infrastructure. If we think about the hospital today, we spent 50 years optimizing hospital workflows to get to the point where you can, with one click, basically admit someone from the ER to the floor, and just loads of things just happen to make that work and make it work fairly seamlessly. And the home, that's not true right now. If I look at a hospital at home model, just as an example, more often than not, it can take the hospitalist 6 or 7 phone calls to arrange for someone to go into a hospital at home program. If I'm a busy ER and I've got, 20 patients waiting in the waiting room, if it's a choice between one click or 7 phone calls, I'm taking the one click and I don't really care about anything else.
Yeah.
So we have to build up that infrastructure. And that's where companies like Best Buy, that's in many ways up to us to try and bring services and solutions into the market that help improve that. I think the third one is around regulation, particularly as it relates to hospital at home. It's interesting to look at the UK versus the US. I get this unique opportunity to see across both. And in the UK, we call it virtual wards. We don't call it hospital at home. But the big difference is that there isn't the same centralized regulatory requirements as there is in the US. So in hospital at home in the US, you need 2 or 3 visits per day. You need, like 24/7 asynchronous emergency contact. You need to have them within certain geographic range of the hospital and so on. The UK is very much delegated to clinical judgment and risk assessment. And then the fourth one, I think, is education and evidence. I think that the evidence of how care at home brings down cost and improves outcomes, it's too unclear. Even if you ask right now, does hospital at home reduce cost? There's not really a great answer to that at the moment. I think we need more evidence around it. When I was in medical school, no one talked about the home as a possible site of care. That wasn't a thing. We need to educate the clinical workforce that the home is a viable site of care, that it's as safe, if not safer than the hospital, that it's something they should think about when they're thinking about how patients receive care, and that they should be really comfortable with that.